What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, here to give you a wrestling video. Yay! I know a lot of you guys don't like me talking about other things, which I apologize for, but I won't be stopping anytime soon just because of how much fun I'm having. It's just the thing. And honestly, wrestling has been really boring. The whole Bobby Lashley sister things I can never forgive for that SmackDown is actually improving, and I haven't seen 205 live yet. We're getting Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy. I haven't seen the match yet. It actually hasn't even aired yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. I know that Joe, Bryan, and Cass had a match, which was a great match. Joe won, of course. But yeah. Anyways, I've been keeping up with wrestling. It's just I haven't been paying attention that much to it. But I think there's 25 matches I think that could change my way of thinking of wrestling. Maybe I could get back in the game. I decided to put a list of the 25 matches I want to see in the summer of 2018. The 25 matches I definitely want to see. They could be ROH, New Japan, Lucha Underground, WWE, of course, NXT, anything. And they might get me invested. They are in a particular order, just in the sense of how excited I am for them. And also, some of these might sound confusing, but I could actually tell a story as far as like what I want out of it. So, or some of them I just in general just want to see. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's a long list. I'll do this as quick as I can and give like a quick brief of why I chose these matches and why I want to see them. And number 25, AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio. There's talks that Rey Mysterio wants to come back to WWE, but first he wants to do some stuff in New Japan, which is great. The catch is I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. If like the story is gonna be kind of awkward. Like like I don't know what kind of story they could tell, but I'm pretty sure that's like the number one match people thought of when Rey Mysterio showed up. There's another match of Rey Mysterio that I think I want to see more than AJ Styles just because of the story they could tell. But I'll get to that match when I get to that. Number 24 from Lucha Underground. This is the only Lucha Underground match I have in here. Johnny Mundo versus Pentagon Dark. Lucha Underground Season 3 ended with Prince Puma beating Johnny Mundo for the Lucha Underground Championship, and then Pentagon Dark taking the championship right away off of him. So it will be kind of a curious incident, like what the hell they're gonna do. In one hand, you have the badass Pentagon Dark that like doesn't give a shit who he injures, and then you got Johnny Mundo, that guy who cheats to win. So it's like one of those like what the hell is gonna happen. And I'm pretty sure this is like one of the first matches that we're gonna see out of Lucha Underground. I kind of like let Lucha Underground do their thing because I am always shocked with what they do. So I kind of like don't bug them and just see what they do. But I'm pretty sure Johnny Mundo and Pentagon Dark is a match we're definitely going to have, and I'm definitely excited to see that. I'm pretty sure we had it on Impact Wrestling, or a version of that match. We might have had like Austin Aries or Phoenix in that match, but the fact that, what kind of match they could give us in Lucha Underground, this says a lot. At number 23 is a match we've seen before, but we could tell the story differently. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Chances are this might happen at SummerSlam. But personally, I think they should do this after SummerSlam. Like, here's my booking. On Raw, they had Elias beat up Rollins with the guitar. What I would do is build that feud up till SummerSlam. Elias beats Seth Rollins for the IC Championship. Then the night after, we have like a no holds barred match or something between Elias and Rollins. Elias beats Rollins clean. Rollins gets a standing ovation, and then that's when Dean Ambrose comes in attack. So we really don't need the belt, but that's just kind of like a bonus because this shows how good these two wrestlers are. But for sure, if we ever get this match again, we need a heel Dean Ambrose. We've seen heel Rollins versus babyface Dean Ambrose. It got tiresome after a while. If we do heel Ambrose, babyface Rollins, we might have a different version of that match. Number 22, a lot of people are going to be shocked when I say this, but Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien Almas. Maybe not all of you guys are shocked, but for me, this is a match I definitely wanted to see for a while. If Almas stayed in NXT, we could have easily had it there, but we could easily have it on the main roster now. And the story is already there. Think about it. Andrade Cien Almas is tired of fighting all these jobbers. He wants like real competition. The U.S. Championship, I'm guessing, is vacated because Jeff Hardy's injured, or they're gonna vacate it anyways. Have like a tournament where Almas wins. He says that he's the best. No one can beat him. That's when they bring Rey Mysterio. And they could even play off the whole Mexican history of how Almas used to be this mass luchador and now he's a disgrace or something. Or, they have good interactions. And I think they could tell a better story than AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio. As far as what match could be better, I actually think Almas and Mysterio could have better chemistry than Styles and Mysterio. Personally, that's my opinion. While I always wanted to see Styles and Mysterio, I think Almas and Mysterio can tell a much, much better story. That's just my personal opinion, and I wonder what you guys think about that one. 21 is not like a match where you're like, oh shit. But like, I think this is a match that could surprise you. Number 21, I have Adam Cole versus Ricochet. Now, when you hear that, it doesn't sound like that exciting, especially because Adam Cole is not that great of a wrestler. It's just my honest opinion. But when you give him a stipulation, let's say, give him a ladder match, give him a street fight, give him an Extreme Rules match, Adam Cole could deliver his ass off. He knows how to like work with like weapons and stuff. He can work in that category. As far as like a regular one-on-one match, fine, have it. But eventually, I want to see these guys have a match with stipulations on it. And I would have this actually take place in Brooklyn. Yeah. Same with Mysterio and Almas. This could have easily happened at SummerSlam. Honestly, that would be a perfect SummerSlam match. Mysterio, Almas, let's go. But Adam Cole, Ricochet definitely should be on Brooklyn 4. It's just a perfect story. Adam Cole won the North American Championship. Ricochet just arrived that night and he deserves it, or he feels like he deserves it. It's just a perfect story. And for those who don't think that Ricochet can't like have street fight matches, you should watch his matches with Hernandez and Mil Muertes when he was Prince Puma. Ricochet is definitely a guy that you're gonna want to look out for. And he's having a match with Velveteen Dream soon. Spoiler alert for those who don't see the NXT tapings. Number 20, I have 2 women matches, and both women matches that I have in this entire list both involve one girl, Shayna Baszler. The first one I have is with Kairi Sane. If you guys saw the Mae Young Classic, they were the final 2. They told a good story, and with the story that they have now, they could have an even better match, and I think it could deliver, and it's possibly going to be the match that they're going to go for at Brooklyn, and I think that's going to be pretty good. I'm really excited if they go that route. Number 19, this might sound random, but there's rumors going on that Neville is coming back. So I put Neville and Pete Dunne. There's been talks of like who is going to be Pete Dunne for the championship. I think Neville is the right call. Neville is the guy that looks qualified to beat him for the championship. I mean, we already had the Tyler Bate trilogy, and I think Tyler Bate is done with NXT for now. I think he went back to like the straight up indie wrestling. Roderick Strong, I don't see it. Any of the Undisputed Era, I don't see it. Mark Andrews and 205 Live. I think Mark Andrews. No, I just said Mark Andrews. Trent Seven left too. A lot of UK stars are not there anymore, and I think Neville fits the category. He is British, so it fits him, and it could be a new beginning for Neville, and they could finally write him better. And I don't know, as far as where I would place this, there's rumors that they're gonna do like a UK special tournament or something. They could play it there. I'm definitely would be up for that. Pete Dunne and Neville, hell yeah. Pete Dunne has already looked like a badass babyface, the babyface that Dean Ambrose should have been. And Neville is one of the best heels we've had in a while. So that's going to be an awesome match. 18, this is the other women's match I was talking about. Shayna Baszler is once again here versus Candice LeRae. Shayna Baszler, you can have great matches with her. I've seen the type of matches she can give. She's definitely delivered. She's not Ronda Rousey good, but the thing with Ronda Rousey, she doesn't have really that much competition with. Shayna Baszler has competition. She's got, like I mentioned, Kairi Sane and now Candice LeRae. Yes, Johnny Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae needs something other than just being plot for Johnny Gargano's storyline, which is great, but come on, we could do more with Candice LeRae. She could actually kick ass. If you've seen her in the indie scene, there's a reason why people talk about her. So, let's go all the way with this feud. These girls could tell a great story, and they could kick the crap out of each other. Maybe we get blood. Who knows what they'll do? 17. This probably will never happen, but I've always wanted to see this. We actually might get this after SummerSlam. But Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon is my number 17 choice. I think it's time that Shane McMahon turns heel. It could be a new step for him. Paige is a babyface. Shane McMahon's a heel. We could play off the story of how we could go back to WrestleMania before, Shane McMahon kept talking shit to Daniel Bryan about how he wishes he comes back to the ring and how he only wants indie darlings. And we could play that story, and I think they could tell a great story, and they could have not multiple matches, but they could have one hell of a match. And I'm pretty positive if they go this route, they're probably going to do it after SummerSlam. So that's just personally my opinion. Number 16 is a New Japan match. Yes, we're going to New Japan now. This is a match that I could see on ROH or New Japan or Progress, Evolve, any of these companies. I think the most likely is going to happen at the G1 tournament. The G1 Climax 28, I want to say, or I don't know which one they're at. But number 16 is Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. These guys, I don't think they've ever had a match, or at least a match that people saw. And they might have had one before they were established, but now that they are established, imagine the type of match they can have. And Zack Sabre Jr. already proved that he could fit in the New Japan Pro Wrestling ring. So Kenny Omega is like the top guy right now. Like, he's definitely in my top 5. So right now, my top 5 right now are probably Bryan, Styles, Okada, Omega, and Ibushi. Those are my top 5 right now, but I think Zack Sabre Jr. is number 6 for me, and Kenny Omega is like, again, he's like at the top of the world right now. The fact that he's gonna be, we're having Okada Omega 4, hell yeah, that's just gonna be insane, and I can't wait for that one. But Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega could definitely be a match that might like surprise people, and it could be one of the best ones of the year, maybe. So there's that for me. Number 15, I kind of cheated because I put Kurt Angle versus Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. So Kurt Angle versus Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. He might even fight both in a handicap match. Who the hell knows? But they've been kind of building this for SummerSlam, but I don't know exactly who he might fight. He might either fight Owens or he might even fight Zayn. But for sure, I want to see what kind of match they could have. For me, like, if this was like the face of America, Kevin Owens versus Kurt Angle, this would be a pretty interesting match. Sami Zayn and Kurt Angle, heel Sami Zayn versus Kurt Angle could work, and it could be actually a much interesting match for me. I don't know, something about them fighting would be pretty interesting. I know Kurt Angle's not the best right now. He's kind of old and he's kind of like lost it, but I'm pretty sure they could all have a kick-ass match at SummerSlam. I'm still not sure about a handicap match. It might be debatable. But I'm curious to see if Kurt Angle could roll and have a great match with these two. Or at least be tempting to have an interesting match. Number 14, I could either see at a G1 tournament or I could see it like a King of Pro Wrestling. Depends on how long these certain two wrestlers stick around in New Japan or ROH or whatever. Well, New Japan particularly. Chris Jericho versus Kota Ibushi now. He's fighting Naito for the IC Championship, and my guess is he's going to win. And if he does win, put him in the G1 tournament. Imagine all the kind of dream matches we could get out of Jericho. But one of the ones that will stick out for me is this one, Kota Ibushi and Chris Jericho. I definitely want to see this at the G1 if Chris Jericho sticks around. I'm pretty sure he might stick around just for 1 year, and then he's gonna go back to WWE. But Chris Jericho or Kota Ibushi, come on, who does not want to see that? I've been dreaming for this match ever since I knew who the hell Kota Ibushi was. I don't know, I just like really dig Kota Ibushi right now. No homo, but Kota Ibushi had like a style that might work, and Chris Jericho is a much older dude, but when he fights smaller dudes, I notice whenever a veteran fights a smaller dude, they end up having like different, unique type of matches, and I think this could be one of those. So Chris Jericho, Kota Ibushi, let's go. 13. This is probably never gonna happen, but 13 is a match that I've been wanting in 2016, but we never got it. Number 13 is Undertaker versus AJ Styles. I can't think of what else to do with AJ Styles other than another Nakamura Styles match that I don't want. I don't want to see Joe and Styles because I've seen so many of those in TNA. I've seen plenty of Cena Styles matches. I think the only match I want to see Styles have at SummerSlam, possibly, other than Rey Mysterio, and I don't even want to see that at SummerSlam. I want to see that match, but not at SummerSlam. But Taker Styles, that's probably the most interesting match Undertaker would have since Shane McMahon was an interesting match, but it wasn't that great. But it could easily be one of Undertaker's better matches if he does fight Styles. We might never have this match, but who knows what happens in WWE. But Taker Styles, that's definitely a match I want to see. And I know Undertaker's old, but I can't let Rusev be his last match. That just can't happen. 12. Another New Japan Pro Wrestling match. Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi. I don't know if Okada's still going to be IWGP champion by the end of Dominion, but Kota Ibushi and Okada is a match that I've been wanting. This could easily main event Wrestle Kingdom 13, and I wouldn't blame them because it just sounds so damn incredible, but I definitely want to see this match. I would have it at the G1, and then, hell, if they want to end it at a draw, I'm cool with that, because this could help elevate Kota Ibushi to be a main event player, and I think Kota Ibushi has that charm that could work in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It definitely will never work in WWE. You've seen how they treat Nakamura, so I really doubt that Ibushi is basically the Daniel Bryan of the New Japan Pro Wrestling, in the sense of this. I feel that he's kind of an underdog, and Okada's like the top top face right now of New Japan. So I feel like that is the match to have. Number 11, we could get at G1 Climax, but I get the sense if Jericho stays, we actually might get this at Wrestle Kingdom 13. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Chris Jericho. If Jericho holds the IC Championship, I think Tanahashi's the guy he's gonna drop it to. That's probably the most fitting thing. The face, or people who consider the John Cena of New Japan Pro Wrestling versus the Ayatollah of rock and roll. I mean, come on, that just reeks like happiness for me. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Chris Jericho. It might not be that great considering I don't know what kind of style of match they have. I mean, it all depends on like how Naito and Jericho works, but the reason why Naito and Jericho is so damn interesting is because the story is so goddamn interesting. So if Tanahashi and Jericho have an interesting story, I guarantee you they could have a pretty classic match that people might talk about years to come. Sorry about that. We're on to the top 10. Top 10. Number 10, Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor. Let me just say, I think Finn Balor was never meant to be Universal Champion. He never deserved that Universal Championship. I think they pushed him way too fast, way too soon. Then he got injured. Not his fault. But the thing is, I always saw if Finn Balor was ever going to fight during world title pictures, he was going to just be like a contender. He was going to be like the Razor Ramon of this era. I never saw Finn Balor being the top face of the company, as people predicted. I don't think so. And that's no disrespect to Finn Balor. He is one of the best in WWE right now, as far as I know. Um, yeah, but I always saw him more of as an IC champ than a Universal Champion. The thing is, now that he has been Universal Champion, he never got a chance back. Why? I don't know. But I think Brock Lesnar and Finn Balor should happen soon. SummerSlam. Yeah, I think that's the only time Brock Lesnar is gonna wrestle in the summer. So SummerSlam is definitely the time to do that match. Because they've been holding off on this match forever. I'm not saying that the match is gonna be a classic because you can't predict what match is gonna be good with Brock Lesnar anymore for some reason. But the thing is, Brock Lesnar is better off working with smaller dudes. Look at his matches with Punk, Styles, and even like guys like Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio. So I'm just saying, Brock Lesnar's fitting for smaller dudes, and Finn Balor could have an interesting match with him. The catch is, I think at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar is gonna retain that championship. But I mean, if you look at Prince Devitt, he was never IWGP champion, so I don't know why people complain that he isn't at the top right now. So I don't know why people are complaining now and they weren't complaining during the time. So it's just really damn confusing sometimes with the fans, but I won't get into it. 9 and 8 involve the same dude but different opponents. So 9 and 8 are kind of tied, but I'll tell you which one first, just because of the story they could tell. Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano is my number 9. I think Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano was meant to happen at this upcoming takeover, but for some reason they never went that route. I don't know why, but this could be a really good match. Johnny Gargano is the only guy who's pinned Aleister Black so far, so they could play that story by far. I don't know. Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black just sounds cool. And but number 8 is Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa. What I learned is that it's always good to have the top babyface versus the top heel and make it more interesting. Look at Stone Cold and The Rock. I'm not saying Aleister Black and Ciampa are close to those guys, but I'm not saying that, but look at the story there and look at the story that Black and Ciampa could have. And it would be much better than Gargano and Black, because it's basically the underdog fighting the top guy, which is a good match, but I've seen it so many times this year. We already saw Almas and Gargano. There's no need for that. I still want to see Black and Gargano. It's my top 10 out of all these 25 matches I chose. But Ciampa and Black, I don't know, something about their chemistry just like sounds more brutal and more like savage that I am craving. Like, no homo again, but it's just more interesting. Number 7 is a match I could actually see at the All In. Now, there's talks that Cody Rhodes is going to fight Magnus. I think they're not going to go that route and they're going to change their mind at the last minute. But I think the match that they should go for at All In is Marty Scurll versus Cody Rhodes. The Villain versus the American Nightmare. Ooh, that just sounds so damn interesting. Cody Rhodes and Marty Scurll. I'm pretty sure they fought before, but I want to see the kind of match they can have now. Technically the two leaders of the Bullet Club. Maybe Cody Rhodes is really not that trusted, but Marty Scurll is still a bad dude. So it's a really interesting dynamic that they could have. People talk about Cody Rhodes not being a great wrestler. It's not necessarily about being a great wrestler. It's about being a great character and being a great person. He's had great matches. I highly think that Omega and Rhodes is overrated. From Supercard of Honor. It was still a good match, but I don't think it was as great as people said it was. And I kind of regret putting it in the top 10 now that I think about it. The top 10 of April. But anyways, Cody Rhodes and Marty Scurll, let's go. Like, even hearing it just sounds cool, and it could easily close the show for All In. Number 6 is a match that we should have gotten since 2006. John Cena versus Samoa Joe. I haven't brought any of these two guys up because this is the only match I give a fuck about these two guys having. John Cena versus Samoa Joe. I mean, the story's already there. Two guys who trained together but never got a chance to fight. We had so many chances to have this match, but Samoa Joe unfortunately got injured, and I'm not trying to jinx it, but come on, we have to have this match soon because Joe is getting slower and slower by the minute, and John Cena is not the guy that wants to like get hurt anymore now that he's doing movies. So let's have this match as soon as possible. SummerSlam is definitely the perfect spot to do it. It's John Cena and Samoa Joe. This match was supposed to happen at WrestleMania this year, but unfortunately Joe got injured. So yeah, you forget that. You scratch that plan. So come on, we have to have it at SummerSlam. It's now or never. If not Mania 35, which I mean, come on, let's just do it. Let's just walk it off. Let's just have the match finally. We could say we've seen the match. John Cena, Samoa Joe. Who goes over? Joe, obviously, because honestly, Joe is so damn boring ever since he lost Reigns at Backlash in that awful Backlash main event that I only saw highlights of. Sorry. Here we on to the top 5. Now, number 5 is it's a long shot, but if WWE and the Bullet Club could work something out and they could have this match, I would definitely be down with this. Cody Rhodes versus not Daniel Bryan, but Bryan Danielson. Daniel Bryan's contract expires the day of the All In. I think if Daniel Bryan, the McMahons, and Cody Rhodes work a deal, I think we could get this match, and it will definitely be a good closer. And who knows, maybe that will lead to an invasion between New Japan and WWE. Finally, the dream we've been wanting for a while. Sorry. And it could be definitely the perfect main event for All In. I'm definitely going to be down for that. As far as who goes over, I think Cody Rhodes. Daniel Bryan's been well established at this point. He's main evented WrestleMania, so Cody Rhodes could definitely use that victory. But that's definitely the number 1 match that All In should have. Actually, the number 2 match. The number 1 match they should definitely have at All In, or they should definitely have by the end of this year, Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi. Now, if you guys haven't seen their match before they were the names that we all know and love today, they had a match. It's on YouTube. You can Google it. It's a really, really, really good match. Imagine that match plus the story that these guys could tell. 2 best friends finally going off. And hell, since Cody Rhodes is building the All-In card, how about he has the Golden Lovers separate? He basically makes them turn against each other, make him like fight, and it will be definitely an interesting match. And it will be so good because Kenny Omega basically reborn the Bullet Club, and Kota Ibushi saved them from that. And it could be a really, really interesting match. It's definitely a match I want to see between now and Wrestle Kingdom 13. I definitely want it at the All In show. I think if they have it at the All In show, it will definitely kick ass. Now, technically, the All In show isn't a summer show, but it feels like a summer show just the way it's been built. And we don't even know what the card looks like other than Cody Rhodes and Magnus, which I hope to God they change their mind about that. These next 3 matches are all WWE matches, but number 3 is Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke Nakamura. If Shinsuke Nakamura is WWE champion, I think this is the right call to go for. Shinsuke Nakamura, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's been waiting to be WWE champion forever. I think this could be the most interesting match, and then that's when maybe Miz screws him over. But we could have this match at SummerSlam and work its way up to WrestleMania. And it could be a really cool thing that they do at SmackDown. And it makes Nakamura look credible, and it gives Daniel Bryan something to do. Maybe he gets screwed over by Shane or The Miz, which I haven't brought up The Miz yet. Spoiler alert for one of these next choices. But Daniel Bryan and Shinsuke Nakamura is definitely a match we've been waiting for since Nakamura even arrived. Ever since we basically knew who Nakamura was, we've always said, oh, let's see what he could do with Daniel Bryan. Like, I want to see that match. So Nakamura and Bryan, a heel Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan. Hell yeah, let's go. Number 2, the only reason why this is number 2, even though it's a match I've been dying to see since 2007, the only reason why this is number 2 is because Brock Lesnar has like let us down before. Number 2 is Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. I've been wanting this match since Bobby Lashley arrived. This is the only reason to bring back Bobby Lashley, despite how badly they've been booking him with that shitty ass sister segment and whatever Sami Zayn was doing last Monday. Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar is definitely the match Bobby Lashley could use right now, and the match WWE needs right now. I guarantee you, if they have that match, people are gonna be rushing to go to SummerSlam. They're gonna have to like open a bigger venue. Hell, you could even top All In some ticket sales if they go with that match. So Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, and I think Bobby Lashley needs to win at SummerSlam. I think that's the right call because Brock Lesnar is tiring the fuck out of all of us. But number 1 is a match I've been waiting since 2016 at that Talking Smack segment. Number 1 for me is Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. Why is this number 1? Because I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Is Daniel Bryan going to re-sign? Is The Miz going to get his big moment? What the hell is going to happen? This is the one match that I want to see, and I still have no idea what the hell they're going to do. And it all depends on whether or not Daniel Bryan resigns. If Daniel Bryan resigns, don't tell anybody. Don't let the dirt sheets catch you guys. Don't let anybody know. Make it a surprise. Make Daniel Bryan versus The Miz like something unique. It doesn't even need a title at this point. That's how good it is. If anything, I'll make it an I Quit match. Make it more interesting. An I Quit match. And if Daniel Bryan loses, his career is over in the WWE. He gets to go back to the indie. Miz and Daniel Bryan could cut awesome promos back to back. This is the match we've been anticipating. This is probably the second most anticipated match of the year since other than Gargano and Ciampa, and we already got that in. Imagine now, Miz Bryan. That could easily be the best match of WWE. Not the match of the year because I guarantee you, Okada and Omega might actually top that at Dominion in a couple of days. But yeah, that's my opinion. Those are my 25 matches I want to see by the summer. Those are the matches I want to see in the summer. What are some matches that I missed? What are some matches you guys want to see in the summer? I was going to say Bryan Lesnar, but they're in separate brands, and I think they could hold off for WrestleMania if Lesnar does stick around. Maybe Bryan wins Rumble. He goes for Brock Lesnar. Play a better story there. I don't know what they could do. I didn't put any CM Punk matches because we didn't even know CM Punk's coming back to the ring. No Young Bucks matches or Golden Lovers matches because I can't think of anything to give him other than the Briscoes or the Kingdom, which doesn't sound as big as these matches for me. Yeah, those are some matches that I talked about. No Batista matches, even though like really I don't want to see Batista come back. I like Batista, but I don't want to see him come back to the ring. He's really boring. But anyways, those are the 25 matches I want to see by the end of this summer. What are some that you guys want to see? Again, comment down below. It's me, the ALE Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I already lost my voice. And until then, I'm out.